I actually like what Kanye West is doing right now, some of it. And I'll be specific about that. I love this podcast, man, of mine because I just get right to the fucking point. What I like about what Kanye West is doing, I'm one Sir Grove. Kanye West is telling folks, look, if you're a minority, if you're black, African American, or black, or whatever you consider yourself to be, dark skinned, minority, don't vote Democrat because there's no power in that, basically is what he's saying. And, pardon, I belched. It's not a diss to Kanye West. I actually like what Kanye West is doing. And that's why I took to this podcast. I just saw his face, and I used to hate Kanye West, man. I used to fucking hate his guts, man. Thought he was a punk motherfucking punk. A punk-ass punk motherfucker. And yeah, man, I said a lot of shit about him, man. I was like, yo, fuck Kanye West, man. I said all kinds of shit about Kanye West. Because I didn't like his shit, man. I didn't like him, and I didn't like his Yeezus shit, and I didn't like his like double talking, and he's Jesus on one hand, then he's Yeezus on another hand, and then he's like debauchery on another hand, and he was all over the place. But you know what, man? I realized, man, that he's a different thinker, man. He thinks differently, you know? I still don't like his music, just being fucking honest. Like, it's no disrespect to Kanye West. I mean, there's a couple little tracks I've heard, and I'm like, yeah, okay, that beat's cool. Lyrics, you know, not really feeling it, but you know what I'm saying? We're not going to talk about his music, man. Just talking about Kanye West as a person. I think, man, that he really is a conservative dude, and he was just tormented psychologically by the dichotomy of it all, man. And I think that having that duality, man, that conflict in one's inner self, that he was torn between what people around him were telling him and how he really felt, you know? And for him to come out and just be honest, man, and to tell people that he believes in conservative values, man, I give him fucking props for that shit. See, I've always been conservative, man. I was never a weak-minded punk, man, and I'm not saying that he was. I'm just saying that, you know, he seems to have, like, changed his mind in some way, which is cool. But some people are fucking weak-minded, man, and they'll just do what other people tell them to do without thinking for themselves, you know? Like, people be like, well, you know that you're a Democrat, right? Because you're from this family and you were born into a Democrat liberal household. So you know that makes you a Democrat liberals too, because you know how much we fucking hate the Republicans, the evil, greedy capitalists. You know how bad they are for the world, you know, wanting to cut taxes and make a smaller, more streamlined government, you know, make it more efficient, and all their gun rights that we don't want them to have. You know, they're just terrible human beings. That fucking asshole Donald Trump, you know, everyone in this neighborhood fucking hates him. So don't you dare start defending conservative Republican values. You know, that's how fucking people talk, man. You know, that's how people talk all the time. Well, I'm from the Pacific Northwest, and I was on the high school rifle fucking team, and I don't give a shit what motherfuckers think around me in terms of their own thoughts. I formulate my own fucking goddamn fucking thoughts. I don't care if most people in the Pacific Northwest are goddamn fucking liberal, socialist, communist Democrats. I don't give a fuck. But, you know, some people, man, you know, peer pressure and shit, you know. Hey, man, take this Uzi, bro. We're gonna roll down the street. You go out the sunroof, man, and pull that trigger for the gang. You know what you gotta do, cause if you don't, we're not gonna accept you. It's like, come on, bro. That's a little bit of peer pressure, homie. You know? Why don't you just let a nigga make his own decision as to whether he wants to pull a fucking drive-by on rivals, you know? Or just shoot some random people to join a fucking gang. You know what I'm saying? I'm just fucking saying. You know, peer pressure is out here, man. So when it comes to political leanings and affiliations, same type of shit, man. You know, peer pressure. You know, if you want to continue to be part of this group and people like you And except you in this community here, you best not be supporting Donald Trump in any kind of way, because this is Seattle, man. And you know, man, out here, you know how we all think now. Yeah, man, you gotta believe their fucking goddamn fairy tales to be part of their club, you know? Because, man, God forbid you fall from grace, man. Man, God forbid you fall out of favor with them folk. You know? Shit. But that's how they pressure people, man. Yeah, we'll just turn our backs on this person and ignore this person because that person is one of those evil Republicans. Man, I've seen that shit my whole life, and I just laugh at it like, fuck them, all of them. Yeah, man. Hey, where I was raised, I learned by way of my uncle and by way of philosophers and great thinkers and my grandmother and my mother and my grandfather and people around me, folks around me, man, from traditional American values and reading books, ancient philosophers, Eastern and other. Man, I form my own opinions, man. And I don't give a fuck if the crowd says something else totally to the absolute fucking contrary. Doesn't hurt my feelings at all if people think differently and try to pressure me into thinking their way, or I can't be part of their beehive mind club. Man, look, you want to talk about the Borg? People talk about one day it's going to be like Star Trek and the Borg is going to be for real. Man, as we approach Raymond Kurzweil's singularity and as transhumanism takes place, plays out, takes shape, comes into focus, as the picture becomes clear, puzzle pieces come in to those respective positions on the puzzle, making the puzzle whole. When that happens, when that occurs, then everyone will be neurally linked and they will all be on the same mind wavelength, beehive mind. You know what, man? That shit already fucking happened. See, dude, I'm a deep fucking thinker, man. I am one of those ancient philosophers. I am one of those ancient sorcerers. I already know this shit happened. Motherfuckers just don't realize it yet. It's already fucking happened. The Borg is already here, man. The Borg already exists. Just because you don't have the chip, just because you don't have the implant in your brain socket, just because it's not wet wired to your neocortex, just because it's not plugged in to your brain stem, your medulla oblongata, okay? Doesn't fucking matter. It does not matter because the device is already in your fucking hand and you cannot get rid of it. You are connected. That's right. That's right. You're connected to your smartphone and you're connected to the internet and you're not gonna fucking disconnect. You know you're not gonna disconnect. And while you're interfaced with the web, just because it's not plugged into your head yet, okay, it's still fucking there. And you already see the group think. People who have been brainwashed and have been deluded into believing a certain mindset. It's already fucking programmed, man. It's already out here. These people are already the fucking Borg. And you can tell who they are because you have your beliefs that are contrary to that of their brainwash program. And when you try to communicate with them, oh, look, another fucking lowlife, less than human, piece of shit, spam, artist wannabe, dismissed, dick-sucking punk. When you attempt to have a normal, rational, down-to-earth conversation with said ilk, those who are brainwashed respond illogically and cannot think for themselves, cannot think any other way, because they thrive and live and stay within that community of Borg. They're already fucking brainwashed. They're already tied into the narrative by way of electronic devices, the internet, the interweb, that's already in their fucking mind's eye. It might not be physically attached to their human shell, vessel, brainstem, as stated, their central fucking nervous system, but the electromagnetic emanation of said wavelength is already fucking broadcasting. It's already, and the signal's gonna get. The signal is going, oh, really? On this computer too? Really, scam likely? Really less than human? Nothing else better to do on this planet but fucking spam people? Fucking, you're a winner. Dismissed. Fucking Jake. So, I mean, look, you see how there are worthless people on this planet? Just worthless, useless. No use. No worth. No human. Just a robocall. You know, already fused with the computers. I am robocaller, have no life on earth, am useless, am worthless, cannot live up to societal standards of job, pay bills, therefore must sit at call center or at home on laptop with earpiece and attempt scam via interweb. I am a loser running out of steam. Yeah, fucking worthless Borg!